Good evening and welcome back to FPL Double Pivot. I'm an FPL veteran. Across from me is a manager who's doing fantastically well. It's Kieran, FPL Discomfort. It's time to talk about game week 23 and maybe about a certain Bruno Fernandes. Kieran, how are you doing, mate? Good week. How was your week, mate? How was your weekend?
Do you know what? I had a weekend where I did very, very little, to be honest, mate. I had a nice family dinner. That was nice. My dad's birthday today, so we went out for a nice roast dinner. So that was lovely. Also, I don't know if you saw it, but I did my first park run, Shane.
Park Life. How'd you get on? I did see that, yeah.
No, it was good. Baker lives near me, and it was interesting because the route that you do along Folkestone, you're going up one way and you loop back down the other way, and you're doing it a few times. And as I'm looping back, I see Baker. Quick high five as we're going past each other, knowing I'm going to see him at least 2 more times. And I'll be honest, Shane, like I've never run 5K. I've done a 5K run, but when you do it by yourself, you go, I'm going to walk for 100 meters now. I'll give my legs a rest. The idea that Baker may see me walking as we were going past went, nah, you're not walking, mate. You're not walking. So, yeah, it was the first time I ran an entire 5K, mate. So, yeah, definitely happy with that. That was nice. But outside of that, it was kind of a recovery week, right? Because we had Christmas. Then you go back to work and you're suddenly like, what is this? I've got to do something with my days. And that tiredness creeps up. So, yeah, the weekend was sitting back, had a nap during the Sunday football. Sure you did as well. We'll come on to it.
I love a good nap.
But, what about yourself? How's your week been? How was your weekend?
It was good, mate. It was hectic, obviously, with the family and stuff, but it was good. And we will come on to something. I'm about to show a clip in a minute. If you're a fan from Scotland, you will enjoy this clip. But no, it was good, mate. Probably a little bit stressful with FPL now. We're coming into quite a busy period. We've got a lot to think about, a lot in your mind, Champ League, Cup games, people are injured. I know there's a lot that's happened tonight as well, so we'll talk on that. Gordon, I'm glad I got rid of that bum 3 game weeks ago because he's scored tonight again, because that's what he does in the Champ League. He just doesn't do it in the Prem. But no, it was really good. And thanks for everyone who joined us in the chat. I know we're late. I'm sorry. We had to push it to the right. Kieran's a busy guy. Do you know what I mean? There's people asking
I was stuck on the train
24/7.
I was
standard trains in England, standard trains. But
do you know what's interesting though? I'm on a train chain. My trains are stupidly expensive. For me to get to work is stupidly expensive. For a 55-minute journey, it's 80 quid return, right? Which is just... And I'm sitting on the train on the way back, and I'm hearing 2 guys behind me talking about how they got their ticket for £6 one way and £8 the other. I'm like, what's happened here then?
What?
So as I got off the train, they got off as well, folks, and I'm like, listen, lads, I need to know how you're getting these cheap trains. I've been added to a WhatsApp group, Shane. Been added to a WhatsApp group where apparently there can be cheap tickets.
I like it. It's above board. You would never do anything under the board. It's all above board. But hey, that's probably why I would never live in England, mate. Just it's too expensive. But say hello to everyone in the chat. I know we're a little bit late, but thanks for joining us, because you could be watching, another little known show called Black Box. So thanks very much for coming. And there's animations, Davey, Colm, Andrew Barton, Geddy. There's loads in there. There's loads in, Kieran. And what we're going to do is we're going to start off. This is what I was up to at the weekend. I took my son. We went to this game. And let me just play this for you, ladies and gents. Let me just show you what I went to at the weekend. Because this just isn't an FPL show, is it? Do you know what I mean? This is a football show. Right, you ready for this, Kieran? Chat, you ready for this? Here we go. Hopefully you can hear it.
It's a good save, though. And it comes again! Deflection! It's gone in!
Limbs everywhere.
What a finish!
Dunfermline 1-0 of the Championship in Scotland. And Hibs, who are 5th in the Premiership.
Bedlam at East End Park!
Nil.
That's Dunfermline.
Big Neil Lennon there.
Surely won it. It's a good save, though.
Shane, pause it for a second. I was going to say, first of all, that video was buffering as much as you are today. We've got the Shane buffer again going on. But go back to the start of that video. Very, very, very start. Right, talk to me about this sign. It says we buy cars too. What else do they buy? Who are these? What else are they buying here? They believe.
Who are
there's
these
yard
people?
parts believe. What is a yard parts believe? Who are they? What exists?
So, do you know what? Actually, that's a very good point. And actually, that is probably about 700 meters from my house. So it's just a scrappy. So you go and obviously get different parts for your car and stuff like that. So they'll buy different parts, or as the sign says, they'll also buy cars. Kind of like a down rate. We buy
Only in
any cars.
Scotland. Only in Scotland would the billboards be sponsored by a scrapyard.
But no, listen, that was what was up to me, and I went to that game with my son, and Scottish Cup. Do you know what I mean? And Hibs and Dunfermline have got a big history, and we put them out, mate. And do you know what? We deserve to put them out. It was fantastic, mate. That was the last kick of the ball, 92nd minute, and yeah, safe to say, I'm probably sounding a little bit coarse today because I had no voice left. Yeah, it was just amazing. Honestly, it was a special moment with my son as well. Do you know what I mean? We'll always remember that. We've got a good draw for the next round, so hopefully we can win the thing. But we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, this is also an FPL show, so let's talk about FPL, Kieran. Just before we start, we're almost up to 1,000 subscribers. We're getting there. We're getting there. So again, please like, subscribe, all that good stuff, because it really does help. And we're getting to the masses, Kieran, and they're getting, your team, the top 1,300. Do you know what I mean, in the world? So, and then that's what they're here for. That is what they're here for, mate. Right, straight into the teams. No messing about. We'll go with the worst first. I got a red arrow. Listen, it was a close week. It was a close week again, wasn't it, Kieran? And actually, I had about 30 points on Saturday. So I thought, do you know what? It's a small week. Do you know what I mean? It's not a high-scoring week, but I'm pretty optimistic. I had Rodgers. I had Watkins. And, yeah, they didn't do anything. They got beat. Rodgers played really, really well, by the way. And if it wasn't for your keeper pulling off a wonder save, by the way, that's top bag, and he gets 10 points. So, yeah, Aston Villa really haven't really been doing it. Elsewhere, there wasn't much to write home about. I mean, Gabriel, 8, and Chalobah, 8. They were the highest scorers. Van de Ven, my transfer in this week, Kieran, and I need to get more with it. I changed Van Heck for Van de Ven. Because in my mind, I thought, do you know what? West Ham, I looked at my stats, I looked at my test. West Ham are terrible at corners and set pieces. And though Van de Ven didn't come off and he got no points, Romero did score. So kind of, you know what I mean? The philosophy was there, the idea was there that, there was going to be a bullet header. It was just unfortunate that it was Romero. We were speaking earlier, mate, and what I do hate, and I'm not a fan, and they might change it next year, is changing bonus points in DEFCON. So Chalobah did have 9, I think Mukiele had 7, and Van de Ven did have 2. And by the end of the week, they were all taken off. So that was 5 points, mate. So 5. And actually, if those 5 points go on, it's a tiny, tiny green arrow. So it's fine margins, mate. It's a really important week coming up because there's a lot of people that just aren't returning, are they? Talk to me about my team, Kieran. Talk to me.
I guess first thing, like, the bonus points being correct is more important than you getting more points. But agreed, there needs to be something fixed so that, like, the Bournemouth game, for example, if things are corrected when the analysts go back and check it, that then doesn't get impacted. So yeah, I get the pain on that one. What have you done wrong? Nothing, mate. Look, it's one of those weeks. We're going to have them. Like, my week last week was a stinker, and I think I mentioned it. I was on Gianni's YouTube channel, and I was reading back through some of the comments, and they were like, "This team's shit. How's this guy got this rank?" Or well done getting a rank like this with such a bad team. And it's like, you're looking at the points, you're not looking at the players, right? It's a completely different basis, right? Looking at this, yeah, man, look at that. Your team's awful. No, it's not. You got Declan Rice, great player. You got Saka. Arsenal have a double probably coming up. You're going to want them in there. You have, I agree with you with Rodgers. Like, Rodgers passes the eye test. He had 6 shots. He had multiple shots in the box. He worldy from Pickford. You want to see that from your midfielder. Chalobah,
exactly.
Excellent pick. People are looking at Chelsea now, moving into it. Gabriel, yep, he's a lock. You got Croupier on your bench, which is a solid one that we know is decent. Van de Ven, look, similar to you. I took the Van de Ven punt on my wild card, set up for these 2 games, and
Yeah.
I might bench him this week because Spurs suck. It's almost that thing, like you said, West Ham are bad and concede to set pieces, but Spurs are still awful at home. So it's kind of getting that combination right.
I mean, I did expect them, and I think a lot of people did expect them to play better, especially at home. And he's under a lot of pressure. Yeah, I think on one hand, I was thinking it's London derby. You know what I mean? Like West Ham can still score, and they did, but Spurs were really, really poor. But I'm optimistic for the weekend because they beat Dortmund, which is a difficult task in itself, and they played a lot better. And the main thing is, Kieran, is my idea was a bullet header from set piece, which I just got the wrong one. So I take a little bit of solace in that. On the Rodgers one, I don't know if you've seen it, and we'll go into games in a minute, but did you see the highlights of the Everton Villa game at all?
I think I watched it.
So what I don't understand, and I'll go into this in my my veterans vision a little bit of a rant, is VAR. Get rid of it. Genuinely, get rid of it. Now, when Garner was on a yellow card, I'm not just saying this because I had Rodgers, whatever, it could have been any player. When Garner was on a yellow card and Rodgers was in front of him going to go, I don't know, did you see this, Kieran? He literally pushed him in the back. He pushed him over in the penalty area and he didn't get a yellow. And
it was outside the area, though. It was outside the area, mate.
Oh, okay. So fair one on VAR for that, but also like the ref. I mean, it was I was watching TV screen. It was shocking, and that wasn't the only one. There was quite a few. There was a penalty that Arsenal didn't get.
What's your thoughts on that?
That's a handball. It's a handball because he's changed the direction of the ball there, and he's moved his arm. That's not a natural position. If I'm refereeing the weekend, I'm giving it all day, absolutely all day. And for the VAR to not give that, I don't know what they give anymore, man.
Look, I get one argument right. If they've decided not to give it because just beforehand Jesus kicks him in the stomach, fair, right? If they think there's a foul beforehand, fair, but that's not been any of the explanations, right? One of the defenses I've heard is his arm goes like that because Anderson kicks it into it. That's your teammate. I'm sorry, but that's your teammate. If your teammate leads to you to commit an illegal act, that's different to if the opposition pushes you into doing an illegal act. In the same way that, let's say a corner's coming in and the centre-back shoves his other centre-back into the striker as he's about to take a shot, would that be a penalty? Yes, because whereas if the attacking player shoved him into it, would it? No. So I think if your teammate causes you to make an illegal action, it is what it is, though. Like, all I'll say, and it will upset people like Holm in the chat here, but if that's not a handball and penalty, then Thierry Henry scored a completely legal goal against Ireland.
Oh, he's done it. He's done it, Cobb. Yeah, there was quite a few. I mean, VAR took a battering this weekend. I know Spurs were crap, right? I think that's a foul from Wilson on the keeper. He's put his hand up there to stop the keeper moving. Okay, he's not done his best in the cross for it, Vicario, but for me, that's a foul all day. So, yeah, VR took a hammering. But hey, it's the 50-50s, and on this week, do you know what I mean? I was a little bit the wrong side of it. But listen, 136k. I do have to be careful, though, and I do feel like I've plateaued. Do you know what I mean? Over the past maybe 4 or 5 weeks, I was 45k, and now I've gone to 136k. Listen, the point to that, course, is not the end of the world, but I need to start turning the screw, mate. Anyway, enough of my rubbish team. We're not here for my team. We're here for Kieran's team.
Shane, I bottled it. I'm fuming about my team this week because
with the verts.
Yeah, mate. 10:53 is when I changed off of vert. There was no moment where I wasn't on verts, and all of the way I approach the game and what I look for going, will I go with captain? It was all there. There was no reason to pick Haaland. Some people have gone, at your rank, it's the smart thing to do. That's got nothing to do with it. That's not how I play. That's not how I've ever played.
That's not how we roll, baby.
Like, Verts was a clear captaincy option for me, and I didn't do it. So I'm disappointed in that. I also, look, there's not a world I would have played Dorgu, who's sitting there with 15 points on my bench no matter what I say. But it is kind of funny to think that if I hadn't transferred out Cunha and... Who else did I get rid of? I'm going to 2 midfielders.
Gordon.
No, I've still got Gordon. He's sitting there. Who did I get rid of? Let me load up my team and see who else I got rid
Yeah,
of.
you need to load up because you know why, Kieran? There's over 1,125 people watching, which have come on for you. So you're gonna have to tell us
What?
who.
What is going on
Yeah.
there? That's way too many. Get off.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. And they've come for your team, mate. They come for your team. You know. Top
All right, let's have a look.
13,
I got rid of
1,300 in the world.
Oh, Shirky. Cunha and Shirky. Cunha and Shirky. And
Ah.
the funny thing is that let's imagine a world where I go, I'm not going to make any moves this week, and I'm going to play a 5 at the back. That's an extra 23 points, plus an extra 8 points from Verts, and I would have been laughing. Now, look, that's never going to have happened. But if I'd only made one transfer, which was the initial plan, then I would have had Tarkovsky on the pitch, and I wouldn't have bought Gallagher in. But that little devil on my shoulder went, Conor Gallagher 2 weeks, Conor Gallagher 2 weeks, Conor Gallagher 2 weeks.
I liked it, mate. I liked that pick, man. Like I know it didn't work out, but I liked it. I did like it.
But
and I was considering it.
He's not playing the role that I thought he'd be playing. I know it's only been one game, but like I was banking on him playing a lot further forward.
Yeah, well, listen, you go through your team. You tell the over.
All right, we'll go for it. So we've got
40 people.
We've got the monster that is Jordan Pickford, top scoring goalkeeper, 10 points in goal. Mickey van der Ven's blank. Gabriel's 8 point, and Lewis Hall proving me right for going him over Tarkovsky. I was initially going Tarkovsky over Hall, and then it didn't make that much of a difference. It was someone else that led me towards that one, so I'll bank on it. Gallagher, like I said, silly transfer in because my moves in 24 are slightly now hindered by that unnecessary transfer, but it is what it is. Yeah. Deck, I'm happy to have. I bought him in as well, and I don't mind the blank because, again, he's a plan moving forward. I was sitting with one Arsenal player. I needed to get that second one in. Verts with his 10-point. Rodgers and Gordon, similar to you. Ekatike and Haaland. Why am I playing two strikers? Why are any of us playing two strikers?
Yeah, I mean, there's only 1 week, though. We're very reactionary, aren't we? And kind of what Com says on there, he's glad he's rolled. Information is key. I don't. You'd expect better. You'd expect better. And if we'll go to look at the the outcomes in a minute, but you'd expect Liverpool to score. I mean, what was it? The top four of the Prem didn't score at all last week. Oh, sorry, Liverpool. Oh, in fact, Liverpool the only ones that scored, did they? Man City didn't
also,
score.
can we highlight my rank is incorrect on this screen?
It's 1357, right?
Oh, let's have a look. It is 1385.
So there you go. He's even better. That's one that's screen.
Even better than what we thought I was.
Yeah, I think. Listen, it's not on me to tell you, Kieran, but you're doing fantastically well. Again, if you're not following Kieran, make sure you follow him on X, FPL Discomfort, and follow on FPL Double Pivot as well, because there's some good stuff in there. But yeah, maybe it was a little bit too much, a bit of rush of blood to the head on the Gallagher and Tarkovsky. There's an extra 6 points there, but I mean, all in all, mate, it was good. I think the captaincy one's the big one, and it's taken us too long to adapt to Haaland coming off Haaland, isn't it? Because for his price, he's got to score 2 goals a game minimum. And he's not been doing that. And I think we've been quite slow because we're scared, aren't we? We are a bit scared. But
so here's the thing, like I disagree that he's got to score 2 goals a game. Like he still is the top scoring striker, right, in the game. Mm-hmm. And we're not in a situation where we need money. So
not this season, no.
I think the situation more is like for me, there's not a replacement for Haaland. Like when you've got the money to pay for him, it's not about how many points he gets necessarily. The key thing is, though, when you own Haaland, the temptation to captain him will always be there, even in weeks where you're set on Florian Wirtz and then last minute you're changing to him. So I think for me, the biggest plus of getting rid of Haaland is that you can't captain him. Outside of that, I think he's just still worth keeping and just trying to convince yourself not to captain him. And that's where the challenge really is.
Yeah, I mean, if I can, I've been looking to I want to pack my midfield, 5 midfield, and I want to probably captain a midfielder because that's where the most points are. Do you know what I mean? The whole Wirtz v Ekatike, battle, Wirtz has won out on that. So, yeah, I want to do it. And it has crossed my mind, but I think with the fixtures with Wolves, I mean, listen, I know Wolves have improved, but they're still at home against Wolves. Do you know what I mean? So to take him out, I'm not quite sure. I think we'll leave him in for now. But I mean, it's concerning. I mean, they got beat last night by Bodo Glimt. So all is not well.
Hey,
so we do
Bodo
have to have a wee look.
battered Mourinho's Roma 6-1, mate. In fact, no, like the key thing is, and I think what people don't realise, so I haven't recently, but like last couple of years, I was playing a little bit of Norwegian fantasy Premier League, Elite Severian or something like that. The reality is their record across all competitions at home in Europe is exceptionary. Exceptionary, that's not a word. The only teams they've lost to are Juventus, Monaco, Karabag, Ajax after extra time, PSV, Arsenal, and years ago, Legia Warsaw. Teams they've beaten at home, City, they drew 2-2 with Spurs, they beat Lazio, they beat Olympiacos, they beat Besiktas, they beat Porto, they beat Roma, they beat Linfield. They beat Celtic, right? So as in like,
wow,
this is a decent team.
Yeah.
Well,
I think.
I think it's more like we've got to take into consideration like they're not playing football at this time of the year. Their season's over. Yeah. Their last game was their last Champions League game. So
yeah, good point.
That's driven by the climate, and it's very hard for a team to go to the Norwegian freezing cold at this time of the year and do well and have the goal for it. But yeah, look, solid performance by Bodo Glimt. Disappointing from City, like you said. They still should be winning it.
Yeah, they should be. Rodri got sent off. I think Rodri's legs have gone a little bit since he's come back from it. He's only just come back. He's only had a few games, but it's hard to get to the form he was at before. So yeah, and next week we'll have a pod out that it's kind of preconceptions, what we've done at the start of the season of what we thought so far for teams, and maybe our thoughts are changing on quite a few teams. City involved in that as well. But nah, mate, it was still really good. Like you said, you're not going to play Dorgu. And it's funny, FPL, we play week to week. And now, it's titled about Bruno. I'm considering bringing Bruno in, mate. I know he's got Arsenal. I get it. I know he does. And normally, I know. But he's so involved.
You're better than this.
I know. Usually, Kieran, I'm better than this. But I honestly think, I think United do score. And I think Bruno's involved. And if he gets anything, he's touching 3 bonus. He is. So I'm contemplating getting him in, mate. Yeah. But anyway, listen, it was good. You're up to what, 1,300 odd and 50. So, mate, you're smashing it. And like I put in the title, this is where you push on now. This is where you push on and you win it.
I've already been in the top 1 though. All I want to do is get back into it. That's all I'm focused on.
Oh, you'll get back into it, mate. There's a few more in the chat. Gary's coming in from Podcast. How you doing, mate? Shane loves United. I do. Yeah, I'm on the hoop. Someone said as well. Yeah, I had onions in the chat as well. So it's good. It's good for you to join us. Again, there's still over 1,000 people. So let's continue with it. Right. Predictions. Kieran, it wasn't the best predictions for us.
Oh, we both usually suck, don't we?
There's so many people watching. Usually we're getting like 40, 50 points. But yeah, I've changed to the screen so you can see kind of what we predicted, how many points we got, and yeah, it didn't go very well.
But you've not changed it to the results. We don't have the results in front of us here, do we?
Oh, we didn't change it over. But yeah, everyone knows results. Everyone's there. But the only one I got right, Kieran, was a 2-0 Chelsea. Yeah, and apart from that, yeah, it didn't go very well, mate. It did not go very well at all. So yeah, we digress. We move on, and it's close anyway. So we gander. That was what it was. That's what it is now.
17 correct scores to my 8. This is embarrassing for me.
Well, listen, I will say I done you out of 10 points last week, Kieran, when you did say that didn't add up. And obviously in Scotland, you know what I mean, we only add up to like 20. So, past that is a calculator job. So I added another 10 on because I did.
You can only count as high as the temperature goes, is what I hear.
Which is about 9 degrees. Yes. I like it, man. Right, Kieran, what you got for us, mate? I'll give you the floor.
Cool, we're running through this.
What have you got? We are, mate. We are.
Which is good because I've got a curfew again.
You do. So I'll give you the field, mate.
Here we are.
I've got the fixture ticker on the next slide. Yeah, look at that.
Nice. Well, look, Shane, this is really for you more than anyone else, mate. By the looks of it, you talking about bringing Bruno in, but look, I think it's more so. It's tempting after, like, lots of people would have had an average game week, and it's tempted to start moving and using your transfers. But for me, Sorry, I just looked at Onion's display picture there and it kind of threw me off. And you're just sort of clicking buttons here. For me, it's a case where like this is the time that really matters. This is the stage where, you know, don't listen to us. Listen to the people that know better than us, like FPL Wire, like Black Box, like Above Average, that are really on the money for starting to plan to use your chips and starting to plan for those bench boosts and many other things. The way that I'm looking at it here is GW23 is just fantastic. And if we're looking at players that most people don't own, it's a week when you're going to want to start owning them. It's a great entry point for Chelsea. It's a great entry point for Man United. It's a good entry point for Crystal Palace. It's a still okay point. Like Everton's good this week, but it's still a good point for Everton. And I think that's the key thing. Like the teams that we have today aren't the teams we're going to want by game week 26. Again, if you're looking at 26, you've got Crystal Palace are playing Burnley, Chelsea are playing Leeds, Man United are playing West Ham, Arsenal are playing Brentford. I wouldn't call Wolves a green fixture right now for Nottingham Forest, so I might turn it the other way around and say Wolves are playing Nottingham Forest for Mane. And if we start looking at these fixtures, like this is when you're going to want to start to plan, how am I going to get players in from these? How am I going to start bringing back the players that were good, the players that we've ignored for a while, the Lacroix of the world, aka Fizzy Water, the Daniel Munoz, arguably the only wing back that we should be owning in the game. The rest should be your centre backs, but Daniel Munoz coming back. Other players that we're forgetting about, like Ismail Assar, Iliman Ndai, we're going to want to start bringing these players in. Senesi over at Bournemouth, again, having a look at him from 26, Everton, West Ham, Sunderland. People have Krupi Jr., that's great. But I think this is a moment where we're going to want to start quite planning to shift our teams around and going heavier in the back five and looking to play it more frequently because we've got the fixtures to be able to do it. The fixtures where we'll expect our defenders to have a decent chance at clean sheet, where we'll expect them to have a decent chance at DEFCON, and for some of them, a decent chance at an attack and return. So for me, the thing that just blew my mind is the number of transfers people made at the start of the week when we've got all these European fixtures going on, where someone like a Bruno Guimaraes could be injured, where all kinds of unknowns could happen. And we're only on Wednesday. There's more European games going on Thursday. Well, there's not actually, is there? The Europa Conference League's on hold now until the knockouts. And yes, that's a concern for some of the Palace players like a Munoz, like a Sarr, particularly a Munoz coming back from injury. Because is he going to be able to play midweek, start of the week? That's where FPLY will have you sorted out for those kind of minutes. But for me, it really is that case of like, be patient. Don't panic when you've had a low scoring game week. Like we just saw with Shane's team, there's excellent players in there. He's actually got a few players that people are going to want to move towards in there. He's also made the mistake of going with Van der Ven when he's about to play Man City, Man United, Newcastle and Arsenal. So that was a very short-term punt. But I made that same mistake with Conor Gallagher. And I think that's it. If you're going to take those short-term punts, sure, but know that they're short-term. Know to come off of them. One of the things Shane is excellent at doing is coming off of players when their fixtures have finished. And there is one particular player that I want you to come back on now, Shane. Come back onto the screen. Talk to me. Join in the conversation. Where are you? Here you are. Shane, Chelsea. Chelsea, we know, have good fixtures from 24. That 4-game fixture run is excellent. Now, trivia time. Which Chelsea player this season has scored against West Ham, Wolves, Leeds and Burnley?
Neto. I've seen you both.
Why are we not talking about Pedro Neto? Why are we not talking about Pedro? I'm hearing people say he's a minutes risk. Scores goals, though. He's not secure. He's sure he's not. But, like, we're looking at Enzo. For some reason, we're looking at Cole Palmer, who can't even last like 30 minutes, who's lying down on the game. Well, he can last an hour, right? And he got DEFCON, but he's not lying on the game.
He's not in the squad.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. Like, you're playing Papos, you don't need Cole Palmer, right? But
big game.
For me, Cole Palmer needs to go and have surgery. Cole Palmer,
yeah.
If you're Thomas Tuchel and you've got Rodgers, Saka, like we can name all of these attacking players that England have at their disposal. Are you taking a Cole Palmer with a niggling injury to the World Cup? No,
you're
not.
Too many other better players, man.
So he might as well just get the surgery now. Go and have a rest.
Yeah.
Move forward.
That's it.
But yeah, going back
IBK's
to it, like IBK said, Neto, probably their best winger because they sold their best winger to Arsenal. He's is he a great footballer? Probably not. Like, is he elite? No, probably not. But does he bully the weaker teams like West Ham, like Wolves, like Leeds, like Burnley? Yes, he scored against all of them in the previous fixtures. So I'm not saying he's someone you get long term, but if it's a choice between Palmer and Neto, it's Neto. Next question.
Go on.
How many points are there between Enzo, who I do agree is still the strongest pick from Chelsea from an attacking standpoint, but how many points are there between Neto and Enzo?
12.
Less than 12, mate.
Whoa.
Less than 12. A little bit more than 6. The point difference between them, at the moment, Enzo is on 98 points, Neto is on 91.
Very, very
good. Talking about Enzo. And if we add into that as well, like Enzo, if I'm not mistaken, Enzo got a return in the last game, right? He got this dodgy assist, which was also a death.
Yeah, it was dodgy assist, yeah.
So those 3 points got him further ahead than Neto. Before that, there was only 4 points in it. Yet nobody's talking about Neto. Apart from Gadfly. Saw him comment on my post. He commented about it a week ago. So credit to him. But yeah, all I'd say is hold your transfers, monitor. Sure, my Andre Santos pick for Chelsea was a little bit of I wonder if he could be good for them. No, look, Andre Santos won't be my choice. Pedro Neto might be. And sure, Pedro Neto might cost 7.1 million. But I don't know about you. I'm sitting right now with 3.6 million in the bank chain.
Well, you're a bit more flush than me, but yeah, like you're saying, we don't need the money this season. We're not doing, I said we're not doing Haaland and Salah, which at this moment in time, is people not doing any of them. So yeah, we don't need the money, mate. But like you're saying, and it kind of feeds into mine as well, that my veterans vision, that stuff's changing now. Do you know what I mean? And we're at that flex point of the season where there's so much going on. Cup games, Champ League. You've got the transfer window as well. And what does that mean for teams? You've got form. Look at City. So you've got so much going on. You really, really have to look at the peripherals. And like you're saying, Kieran, listen to the experts. Do listen to us now and again because, we're experts at some stuff. But yeah, your Wire, FF Scout, your black boxes. Make sure you're tuned into them definitely during the week because, they do all the work. And talking we do all the work. Well, they do all the work, Kieran. Next week, we'll have a video out. Or, and we'll probably do a live. We'll probably do live of what's changed. We'll go through the teams just like we've done in pre-season. We'll go through the teams, maybe what our thoughts of them were before, and maybe we should start thinking of change. Your Chelsea, your Palace. For me, they're not going to be as strong, and you've got a manager there who doesn't really want to be there. Mateta looks like he's off to Juve or Villa. So yeah, there's so much different things going on, mate. You've got to keep it in, you've got to keep it in. And also, like you say, an eye test. The eye test is so important. And listen, everyone plays the game differently. They really do play differently, but you do have to watch football to see things that data cannot see, because data can't tell you everything, can it, mate? It can't.
What's this Mateta Villa stuff that suddenly appeared?
Yeah,
I understood Juventus, but when did Villa come out?
So Villa, because they were looking at Tammy Abraham, but because he's on loan at Besiktas, they have to speak to Besiktas as well to basically get the player, and it's probably too much drama. So apparently they were turning their attention to Mateta. For me, I don't think there's much in it. He's a very Watkinsy player. Juventus looks like a solid shout. They've got actual definitive interest. So, listen, what would you rather go to, Villa or Juventus? I'd go to Juventus, but.
But Juventus have signed El Naziri, haven't they? So do they need 2 strikers?
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, he might even stay there, but I don't know. Everyone seems like they're jumping ship off Palace. Do you know what I mean? And that's the thing. You've got to keep that in the back of your mind. Right.
Even the manager's jumping ship.
I know. Well, I mean, he's apparently got a 2 million bonus. Not a bonus, but a 2 million sacking. So he's trying his hardest to get sacked. I think that's what managers do sometimes. I mean, look at Ange. I think he just goes club to club to get sacked, then he goes to the next one. But bring back Ange.
He always wins something in his second season, mate. Always.
God, yeah. I love it. I love it. For me, it was probably echoing what you said, Kieran. Really, to be fair, there's so much more points on offer. The big thing for me is players, mate. And listen, I spoke to a few people, in our circle, and before I got Rogers, just an example, people are like, "Why are you getting Rogers? Why are you getting Rogers?" And I'd seen him, he looked good, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to bring him in, and he went on a run. So if you see something in a player and you think, do you know what, I quite like him, maybe have a little bit of data to back it up, then crack on. Because people don't notice players until they start scoring double digit returns, and yeah, they start clambering up the ladder, and people start taking notice and be like, well, actually, maybe I need this individual in. So never be afraid to make a different choice. Have the good balance in your team, like Kieran was saying, and that doesn't mean like you should have DEFCON or, what your formation is. Just have a good balance. Don't have too many differentials because it'll probably hurt your team, and that's what I've learned over the years. But definitely have a few differentials in there. You're like, do you know what? I like the look of him. I'm going to bring him in. And if he bangs at 8%, 10%, 12%, you're probably going to get a green arrow. Reset, like I was saying, we're in kind of like the great reset. If anyone's seen that YouTube, it's not a channel, it's a show. We're basically having a bit of a reset just now in the Premier League, and like I've said there, Palace, they weren't the team they were 3-4 weeks ago. Man City, we really really need to look at them and think, do you know what? Do we need to drop Haaland? Is he too much money? Do we need to triple up? Do we need, Kieran? Some people have 5 Man City, where you believe it or not, they've got Guehi and Semenyo. 2 weeks ago that looks fantastic. Now it doesn't. So FPL is a week by week, game a lot of the time. So don't be reactionary. Take your time, relax, and just probably think more medium to long term. Especially with players, you don't want to be choosing. You don't want to be swapping them in and out willy nilly. The only other thing I was going to say, Kieran, was the VR thing. We spoke about the VR thing. I think what that feeds into to me is it's 50-50s a lot of the week. Okay, like look at me. I brought in Van de Ven and Romero scored. Okay, the theory was there and the idea, and it did pay off, but just not in the realm and not in the amount that I wanted it to pay off. So don't get too annoyed at 50-50 calls. Just believe in yourself. And that's what I've been doing throughout. I've been using a lot of eye test, still a little bit of data to back it up, and just back yourself. And Kieran, that's me, mate. That's me. We're motoring on with this. We're going to get into the hour today, mate. We are going to get into the hour. We'll bring you back in. We'll bring the top content creator back in. Do you know what I mean? If you've got any questions while you are listening to us, guys, girls, just put it down below and we'll flag them and I'll get them at the end. Okay. Kieran, can you hear me? You back in, mate?
I'm back in. We're on predictions already, are we? Oof.
Wait, we're on predictions, and that's good. And we've done a substantial Discomfort Zone, Veterans Vision.
Do you know what it was? It's because sometimes we spend so long talking about the fixtures that are just gone, right? And I think last week we had like lots of shocks, but also not many players to talk about, right? Like it was meant to be a high scoring game week. It wasn't. Liverpool were meant to batter Burnley. They didn't. And we could spend ages talking about those things, but the reality is none of the top 4 won. Or top 4, well, Arsenal, City and Villa all failed to win.
Yeah,
Arsenal have had back-to-back 0-0s. But I don't know about you, before we come on to the fixtures, there's a big difference, right? When they play in the Champions League where teams can't play for a draw and play football, Arsenal batter them. Time after time after time.
They do. Can I ask you a question, Kieran? Because probably about 5-6 weeks ago, and again, I'm more of an eye test man. Do you know that, Kieran? And genuinely, I said to you, I honestly fancy. I know it sounded a bit stupid, and I'm a bit like, God, shit, what are we talking about? I honestly fancy Arsenal to do the double. There is no other team right now that are playing the way they're playing. Not only in the Champions League, but in the Prem. They are playing like champions. I said this weeks and weeks ago. Do you know?
Why are we stopping at 2, Shane?
Hey, you could. You could be a treble win. It could be. And it could be on. We're on for the 4. City could do it, but genuinely, do you think now that, like, the double at least of Champ League and Prem?
No, look, Champions League is so difficult, right? Like Champions League is just a very difficult one. The thing that works in Arsenal's favour is they have home games as a second leg now for the rest of the Champions League. And
Exactly, yeah.
here's something that works out very, very, very favourably. After every away game Arsenal play in the Champions League, they have a home game in the Premier League.
Hello.
Now, that is what you call fortunate scheduling. Not just that, but I was talking to some of my friends earlier. Now, that might sound promising, but the teams Arsenal have left to play away from home are, in terms of big teams, are Manchester City. The teams they have to play at home still are United, Newcastle, and Chelsea. So they've had all of those tough away fixtures already. So, look, I think we've got a very good chance of winning the Premier League. I think we have a good chance of winning the League Cup. FA Cup, Champions League, still way, 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 way too early. But when teams play against Arsenal in the Champions League, I fancy Arsenal to come out on top because they just do have an excellent defence. And that's what you need to start with in the Champions League. We saw Inter do it time after time without having the best attack, but having that solid defence in European football. So I think they've got a decent chance of getting far in it. But we'll have to wait and see. We will have to wait and see. It's still so early in the season. The one thing I do like is, do you know the Arsenal chant, Shane, that says we won the league at Anfield, we won it at the Lane, Stamford Bridge, Old Trafford. No one can say the same.
Ooh,
great. Now there is a possibility that we can win the league at the Etihad. So it will change to we won the league at Anfield. Etihad the Lane. Stamford Bridge, Old Trafford. No one can say the same. And if we do, I'll be singing it on our stream on the day where we win it at the Etihad. Because that would make it so much sweeter.
I'd love that to happen. Just a few legends that dropped in the chat. Trophy Mo's dropped in. Good to see you, big man. Paul's in there. Good to see you. Combs in there. He's always in there. And then we've got a comment here, that's your nephew. What he said, and it's a valid point he's brought up. He said, what we discounted in Arsenal's absolute mental breakdown every season at this stage in the season. Mentality will prevent it. Way too early to be tipping Arsenal to the Champ League. Yeah,
that's
nonsense.
No, but that is nonsense. Like last year, when Arsenal got knocked out by PSG, right? So not a bad team of the Champions League, by PSG, right. We had no defenders. Declan Rice was playing right back. Right, and they're the things that people forget. Like last season, Arsenal did not have squad depth. Right now, Mosquera has never lost a game that he started for Arsenal. Hincapié is an excellent backup. Like Arsenal have depth in every position. Their second team would be in the Champions League spots in the Premier League because their second team is better than most Premier League first teams. The mentality thing, the bottling it, that's just completely ignoring so many other situations and different key attributes that go into it and just painting it with a brush. In the past, have Arsenal let things slip? Sure. But you can't go, Arsenal always struggle in February and March without contextualising it. And context is really important. This is a different squad to the one that was last year, a different squad to 2 years ago. This is the strongest Arsenal squad I've seen in a long, long, long time. So they may not win the Champions League, and that's what I agree with, that it is early to be saying Arsenal for the Champions League. No. But they are the best team in the Champions League. And that's not really up for debate.
When was the last time that you've seen a team concede? They've only conceded 2 goals in 7 games. Keep in mind, they've played Inter Milan, they've played Bayern. Who else have you played? You've played some top teams. You know what I mean? And the closest after that, is Newcastle have conceded 6. So, listen, Champions League is so difficult. You could be the best team to the semi-final or the final and still lose it. So it is difficult.
Well, that's it. Like Bayern have only lost 1 game, right? Bayern are second in the Champions League, and they lost to Arsenal. So Bayern Munich are the second best team in the Champions League this season, and they lost to Arsenal. The thing that I find interesting is right now. So people are saying it's a weak Premier League season, right? Teams are poor in the Premier League. Shane, question for you. As things stand right here, right now, after 7 Champions League matches have been played, where 8 teams automatically qualify and don't have to do the playoffs, How many English teams are sitting in the top 8 of the Champions League?
4? Well, they're all in there. They're all in
5.
5. They're all in there, yeah.
No, Man City aren't. They're in 11th.
Okay,
But you've got Arsenal, Liverpool, Spurs, Newcastle, Chelsea are all in the Champions League.
That's the thing. Getting beat, you know what I mean? Getting beat by West Ham in the Prem and then beating Dortmund. All right, they got a red card, but so what? You know what I mean? It's 2-0. But yeah, I think that's I think it was that's your nephew. It's a valid point. And in seasons gone by, I probably agree with him. You probably agree as well, Kieran. To some point, they didn't have the squad. They didn't have a little bit of the mentality. They had injuries as well, which everyone has. But you know what's changed now is the squad. You could play a second string squad, you know, for a lot of Prem games if you want, and the players like Declan Rice, mate. When he came, he wins stuff. You know what I mean? He wins stuff at West Ham, which is a hard thing to do. So, and I've been saying for weeks, mate, that they're the only team playing like champs, mate. And I think it's a little bit, you know, people will say, and I think Arsenal will win the title. Oh, it was a little bit of an asterisk because, you know, people didn't really play well. You know, Man City didn't play well. Liverpool didn't play well. Well, what's Arsenal meant to do? Let them catch up because they're not playing very well. Do you know what I mean? That's their drama. That's Liverpool's drama. They spent 400 million and they didn't have a striker for 3, 4, 5, 6 games. So you know, I don't think it's an asterisk next to it, and I expect them to go on and win, mate. And yeah, I'll be happy when you do, Kieran, mate. I'll be happy when you do. I might even come down for the bus. Paul said 730 likes. Yes, so thank you very much. Keep liking, keep subscribing. We might even get 1,000 subscribers tonight.
It's your cousin's crew, innit? The gaming crew have jumped in and jumped out again.
I don't think so. I did not tell them I was on, so I don't think so. I think it might be people from Black Box.
No, Black Box is still on, mate. Black Box is still on, or was still on.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm happy with that.
733 likes and 600 watching us. What has happened? People have jumped on, given it a like, and pissed off, and that's absolutely fine.
That's it. Right, let's talk predictions, mate. Let's go straight into it. Play along in the chat. Even if you're watching back, just play along, see what you think, because it's a big part of how we pick players for the weekend. Kieran, I'm trying to work out. I'll let you go first. I was trying to work out if you'll get Arsenal or not, but you go first. I can't see it. West Ham, Sunderland, early kickoff on Saturday. Not the best kickoff for an early kickoff on Saturday, but nonetheless, it could be exciting. You know, West Ham with a win last week, which nobody's seen coming.
You know what's nice, just looking at this, before I go into my prediction, what's nice is seeing how these fixtures are spread out. 5 on a Saturday, 4 on a Sunday, 1 on a Monday. Love it. I do hate the first game on Saturday, though. Like, I don't know about you. Well, you'll be owning a Mukiele for it. I won't be owning anyone for this game.
Oh.
So, yeah, I don't know what to think of this game.
I love it.
No, I just... This game could be a 0-0. It could be a 1-0. It could be a 2-1. I don't know. I'm going to go with a 1-1 for this game, Shane. 1-1.
Yeah, that's not a bad show. I've just got to bring up what Davey T said. I've just discovered your channel. Love it. Need more streams. Davey, more streams, more content's on the way, mate. Thanks very much for joining us.
We need Shane's running thoughts back.
Oh, they're coming back, don't you? They're coming back with a bang. It's funny you should say that. Keep field. It's a very good running thoughts this weekend coming out. You're going 1-1, you think?
Are you making a note of these ones? Because I don't have a pen and paper. Are you going to track it?
Oh, I'm ready, mate. I'm ready. I'm tracked, baby. I'm tracked. I don't think it'll be a draw. And do I think West Ham score? I don't, actually. I think it'll be fairly comfortable. I think West Ham was a little, Tottenham, was a bit of flash in the pan. Spurs played absolutely abysmal. Sunderland, very, very strong. They've got the players back from AFCON as well. So it's basically a full-strength Sunderland side that, we had at the very, very start of the season. Big Xhaka running things, ex-Arsenal in the middle. I think this is fairly comfortable for Sunderland, mate. I think back to dire West Ham. I'm going to go 2-0. 2-0 Sunderland, mate. 1 run. Right, on to me. Burnley, Tottenham. Well, I've got Van de Ven, and I did see the Brighton fixtures there. So, yeah, why I've decided to change Van Heck, I don't know. I think it's because Brighton always concede to everybody. They seem to concede all the time, so I think that's why I changed them. I'm gonna go for a Tottenham win because Solanke, he came on for 30 minutes, already scored, and he's changed the team massively. I think people forget, and they're giving it a little bit to Thomas Frank, and he's not really had his best players for the whole time he's been there. So I think Tottenham win. It's either 2-0 or 3-1. You know what? Let's go 3-1. Let's go 3-1 Spurs. Hopefully not. Obviously clean sheets. I'm playing Van der Ven, but yeah. Com's gone Burnley 3-2. Ooh. What are you thinking, Kieran? I'm confident Spurs are going to win this, to be honest.
Yeah, I think Spurs will nick it. I don't think they'll batter them. I think a lot of effort went into the Dortmund game by the Spurs players, and it was a good performance by them.
It was. Yeah.
It was an interesting red card. And by interesting, I mean it's never a red card in the Premier League, but it is a red card in the Champions League. It is a red card in Spain. It is a red card in Italy. It is a red card in the World Cup. It is a red card in the Euros. We have a completely different bar for what's a red card, as we saw with Dallo, which was definitely a red card. But Spurs were decent. I don't know. Burnley always seem to score, right? Like, particularly, I don't know if you realise this, but I think there's only been 2 games. Am I right in saying this? Like, away from home. I think there's only 2 games away from home they've not scored, and that's Brighton and Spurs for Burnley. They're playing at home, which is a different story. But again, I think they'll score. So I'm going to go with a 2-1.
2-1. Not far. Right, let's have a wee gander here. Back to me, Fulham Brighton. Oh, best game, to be honest. Although saying that, AFCON players are back for Fulham, so they're back, they're bolstered again. Brighton, I can just never. They're hard to predict, Brighton. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes they play really well, mainly at home than away from home. But they have been playing well. Obviously beat United, but Fulham's a tough place to go. Craven Cottage is a tough place to go. He sets up really
I'm going
to
pause you there, though, Shane. I'm going to pause you. Surely it's me to go first here.
Oh,
I think you're bouncing around the wrong order, aren't you?
Oh, here we go. I've got more time to think. When you go. Onions has gone 6-0 Brighton. Strong.
If also, I just wanted to come to it because IBK asked this. And do you know the answer, Shane?
Can someone explain what Dr. Tottenham means? No, well, probably something to do with conceding goals, I imagine.
Almost. It's so they're very Spursy. Tottenham are very Spursy, right? They are basically, if a team is struggling and not had a win for a while, then Tottenham will give them the cure. They'll give them the cure. Dr. Tottenham will see you. They will cure you from your illness. Here's a win.
Is that what they done to West Ham, was it?
Yeah, Dr. Tottenham. So
Dr. Tottenham, I like that. There you go, IBK. There you go.
IBK's got... Sandra, we don't need capital letters. You know how this works. We will come to your team at the end of the stream. But
don't you worry. Right, Fulham Brighton. That's a tough one. It's a toughie.
All right, I will go with. See, I think Fulham are struggling now a little bit. Fulham are struggling. They're not struggling, but they are like signing another player that I think will be good for them. Young kid from I can't even remember who they signed now. I've lost track of it. I think Brighton are pretty solid though. I'm going to go with a Desi time.
Oh, a little Desi, is it? All right. I'm going to go. This is pretty clear cut for me. I think I'm just going to go 1-1, mate. It's a fairly straightforward 1-1, I think. A bit boring, but right, Man City Wolves. Man City, Man City. Listen, we were probably blowing the horn for Wolves before people cottoned on, or a lot of people cottoned on that. Wolves had actually improved. Especially against the top teams where they were marginally losing. The defense had improved rapidly. They were at one point, I think last week, the week before, they were the second best defense for the last 3-4 games. But I think City need a result, and I think they will get a result. And Wolves are still a bit Wolves just now. They're not the best. Okay, City haven't been playing the best, and their defense is poor. But granted, it is very, very poor. You look through the back line, mate, and you're just like, and this is what I said a while ago. This isn't a title winning defense. It's not. They're not going to win the title. I know people go like,
you reckon Haaland plays? Foden, Haaland? Yeah. You see them playing?
Yeah, of course he plays. Why wouldn't he? What, because he got took off? No, of course he plays.
There's rumours. There's rumours doing the round, Shane.
That Haaland's not going to play. I mean,
Rumours.
if he doesn't play Haaland, I think he's lost his marbles a little bit. And actually, there was someone put it on X the other day that he played like four players out of position. He does it all the time. So it's about time that he got caught. I think they still grind it out, mate. It's Man City at home, Wolves away, who are significantly worse than at home. I'm gonna go. I think they get back on track on this, mate. I think they find too many space. I'm gonna go for 3. 3. I think they concede. Do you know what? I'm going to go 3-0 because Guehi's coming straight in. There's no doubt Guehi's coming straight in. He has to. I'm going to go for 3-0, mate. And Foden best do something, or he's out. Go on, what are you thinking?
Yeah, no, it's similar. I think City at home are a different team to away at the moment. Even though they drew against Brighton and Chelsea at home, I still think they're a slightly better team. I'm probably similar to you, but I'll probably scale it back slightly, and I'll go with a 2-0 rather.
2-0.
No, I'm going to go 3-1 City. 3-1.
Oh, 3-1. Oh, that'll change. Hello.
Little change up.
There's
Give
quite a few there.
Mane another
Sandra's going.
goal.
Yeah, Sandra's going 3-0. Onion's going 4-0. Davies going 3-0, and quite a lot of people are talking about Semenyo this weekend. I'm a bit gutted I don't have him.
Well rested.
He is well rested, so he'll definitely play. I could maybe move Foden, but I've given him so many chances, like the United game. Anyway, Bournemouth, Liverpool, mate. You, right? Yeah, it's you.
Yeah. Again, like Bournemouth are a hard team to read because they were so good at home at the start of the season, but they've now lost a lot of their attacking players. They are signing, don't know if you've seen, but they're rumoured to be signing this young Brazilian kid from Vasco da Gama who got 25 goals and 2 assists in 99 appearances and is a bit of a live wire. He won't be there for this game, but definitely a player to monitor when he does come in.
Mm-hmm.
This is two teams that I just think probably draw against each other. Probably a draw. Throw it in there. We're going to have our second Desmond of the day. Second Desi.
I've not done a Desi for a while, you know what I mean? Com's gone 1-0 Bournemouth. I mean, obviously Bournemouth they don't have the European football, so they will be well rested. They've been conceding a lot. The floodgates did open, and it finally got picked out. A few of the defenders probably weren't up to it. I'd probably say more Jimenez on the left. He goes forward too much and he just leaves gaps everywhere. Yeah, that's a difficult one. It's a late game. Bournemouth are decent at home. I mean, we all know this, but I've been watching quite a few of the games this season, and they always look like they score at home. No matter the opposition, they always look like they're going to score. Liverpool's back line is shocking. I got rid of Van Dijk on, I think, game week 4. And if anyone went back there, I asked the question why. I don't know if Konate played tonight. Did Konate play tonight? But there was rumours that he was going back to France. Either way, I mean, it's probably a good thing if he doesn't play. I think Bournemouth definitely score. I am going to go... Oh, can I do it, Desi? Oh, do you know what? I'm going to go Desi. I'm going to go 2-2 as well. I was thinking 2-1 Bournemouth. I'll go 2-2. Yeah, I'll go 2-2. Right, Brentford Forest. My favourite team, Kieran. And you're starting to like them. You're starting to look at that little smile. He's starting to like them. Brentford, man, good. They are very, very good. Forest always put up a good fight like they're against Arsenal, especially when they're away or home, to be fair. I think Brentford are just too strong for them in this. It's got too much firepower. I think Thiago gets back to goal scoring form, which I don't have him, so it's probably not the best. I play Collins in this. So Collins is definitely getting played in this one because this is a game where he could probably get a header in this. I'm gonna go 1-0 at Brentford. I think it'd be close. That's what Dyche sets up for, but still they haven't. Yeah, they haven't got the players all over the field. I'm gonna go 1-0, mate. What are you thinking? There's a lot of people going Thiago. Andrew Barton's gone 2-0. Thiago brace.
Brentford are just annoyingly good at home. Like Forest, if I'm not mistaken, I think Forest beat them at Forest.
Mm-hmm.
But Brentford are just annoyingly good at home. Annoyingly good.
Very good. Very good.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
I don't like it. You know you're going to Brentford win. Come on, what are you going to go for? Probably
2-1 Brentford. 2-1 Brentford.
2-1, you think they concede?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
2-1, okay.
Jesus.
Okay, Palace.
In Jesus, I believe, mate.
That's it. Palace Chelsea, mate, on to yourself. People would have
See,
thought...
this is an interesting one. Because this is why, for me personally, I don't think this is the right entry point for Chelsea. I think next week's a good entry point for Chelsea, but I don't think this is a good entry point for Chelsea because I can see Palace stinking up the gaff in this game. I think Palace at home can just be so solid defensively, and I think that's what they're going to aim to do. I think they're going to aim to just... don't worry about Gray. They've got good enough. Otherwise,
who comes in for Gray? Canva?
Oh. Canva's fine.
Yeah,
but he's not as good as Gray. Yeah, of course he's not. Yeah. But like, who in Chelsea's killer striker that's going to be dominating in the air against them? Liam Delap's their best striker, but like Liam Delap was an Ipswich player last year. Cole Palmer's playing with a weird injury, and it's so dependent in terms of like, is Munoz back for this one? Possibly, possibly not. Because I do think like Neto is that only threat for Chelsea really on that wing. I think that's where Chelsea have a decent chance. I could see a 0-0 in this game, really? or a 1-0 Palace.
Really?
I'm gonna go with a 0-0.
A 0-0, eh? See, I mean, this is why it's good on the show. We have different opinions. I think it's a good entry point for Chelsea. Depends who you got. I mean, I've got Chalobah already. Palmer, yeah, I don't want to get him, like you're saying. He's definitely carrying something. I know he's been rested tonight. It probably wouldn't surprise me if he gets something. Palace always keep it tight at home, so it's not going to be a battering. It'll be close. I think it'll be another 2-0 for Chelsea. 2-0 Brentford, and I think 2-0 Palace. Obviously, you know, with a new coach, with a new manager, we'll have to see how he plays. He played well. You know, they played well in the first game against Brentford. It's a tough game. So, yeah, we need more information to find out more about the team. I think Enzo's another good pick. For me, I don't think it's a bad thing to move this week, depending on your team. It's always team dependent. But, yeah, I don't mind it, mate. Palace... Okay, they might recover a little bit. They're not as tired, but you know they don't have Guehi. Mateta, is he going to be in the squad? I'm not sure. You came out today and said that you know he does want to move, so I don't know. And then I think people underestimating that you've got a manager there who doesn't now want to be there. He's not going to shut up shop. He's not going to be like, right, okay, you know, down tools. But you know, a big team talk pre-game makes a huge difference. So I'm going to go 2-0 Chelsea, mate. Fairly easy game, I think. On to me, Newcastle Villa. Oh, this is difficult because we know what Newcastle are like after Champ League normally, and the same with Villa playing as well. So, I mean, I've got Watkins and Rodgers, so I have to weigh up. Do I leave them both in? Watkins has been a nightmare. It's been a disaster. I watched him last game week and he was shocking. I didn't even know he was on the pitch, mate. Genuinely, I was like, Watkins playing? Hardly seen him. He was hardly involved, but. I don't know. I've just got a feeling on a Sunday, this is kind of a game that I feel like he'll get a goal. I think he will. Whether I keep him or not, remains to be seen. But I think Newcastle struggle. I know they're at home. I get it, but it's probably taken a lot out of them this Champions League. Bruno G went off injured today, didn't he, Kieran? Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
So that's huge. That's huge. Villa are very good away. I'm going to do it, mate. I'm going to go for a 2-1 Villa. I think they're just too strong. I think Newcastle off the Champions League, we know what they're like. And I'm probably not going to change that perception just now, unless they start changing my idea of them. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to go 2-1 Villa.
Yeah. See, this one I'm struggling with because...
It's difficult, isn't it?
I think Villa...
Games. Great Sunday.
I think Villa are going to start dropping off. Do you think?
I think
they're going to start losing games because, like, again, we can talk about Bruno G, but like Aston Villa have lost Boubacar Kamara. Or have they?
They were,
I've just
yeah,
typed it in, and they've apparently they've received a major injury boost. Let me have a quick look here. Live updates. Let's have a quick
they've been
look.
looking at Loftus-Cheek. They've been inquiring about him for him, so it must be a pretty nasty.
Oh, it's because Amadou Onana is back.
Also, there you go. That's big.
But here's the thing, right? Villa play tomorrow.
I know.
Away.
Yeah.
I think away. I don't know if they are away, but like Fenerbahce. Oh yeah, it is away. So they're flying to Turkey. Turkey is like Villa don't travel well. Like they tend to struggle after away European fixtures. And this is where I think like I don't see Villa staying in the Champions League spots. I think Villa finish like 6th or 7th this year. I think they're going to fall away. The question is this the game where that fall away begins? I think it is. I think it is.
Because they're both in Europe, aren't they? Both in Europe, and they're both never that good after the European games.
No, but Newcastle have an extra day's rest, right? It's not much.
Thing is, though, like that Bruno G, man, that is massive. Listen, he might be okay. I don't know what he went off with, but if he's coming off at 40 minutes, he's probably not going to be ready for a Sunday game. So I think that's big. Newcastle already started losing goals. Gordon, he's not been playing well. This has not been playing well. Wilf Amadi, people realise that he's actually not the Haaland Mark II that they talked about. I think they find it difficult, man.
Did you see Nightmare's video?
No, it's new one this week. No,
he had one after the game week. It was a couple of days ago. He had one after the game week where he does his like walk around and a bit of a debrief while he's waiting for his pie to cook for him and his missus. And he was saying that like Vortamada is not the player they thought he was, and you were saying it like Shoulder Boy is going to struggle, but Vista is decent. I think Newcastle win this game. I'm going to go with a 3-2.
Oh,
game of the weekend.
That would be good if it was. Game of the weekend. Let's talk about game of the weekend. Arsenal, Man United. Is it on you? It is on you.
It is on me.
Oh, look at that! It always happens. We always do it. Right. I'd love to know. I'm gonna keep my thoughts to myself. What do you think? Obviously, it's
comfortable.
You've got the Arsenal hat on.
It's a comfortable win. Very comfortable win.
Do you think?
2 or 3-0. 2 or 3-0.
Really?
Yeah. Right. People can look at what Man United did against Man City, but Man City's defense is shit. Yeah. Their defense is absolutely awful, particularly when they're playing players out of position, left, right, and centre. It's awful. Arsenal's defense is not. That Man United's game plan is, we'll sit back and we'll hit Arsenal on the break. Good fucking luck. Good luck. You're not going to hit Arsenal on the break. Bruno will probably get DEFCON, but we've got to take into consideration that in Arsenal's last 2 Premier League games, they've conceded 0.00 XG combined.
Ooh.
And that was against friggin' Liverpool as one of them. Like, this isn't a team that is going to give up much at all, particularly not at home. Like, United might be able to score a fluky long-range shot that deflects off of someone and finds its way into the goal. But there is not a chance that United are able to, from my perspective, United are able to make a game out of this. This isn't the kind of game that United needs to focus on. They've got great fixtures coming up. This is one where they'll just be happy to get out of there with a 2-0 loss and just some respect. Because if Man United leave themselves open against Arsenal will tear them apart. Like if Arsenal could do that to Inter Milan, to do it to Bayern Munich, then they can do it to Manchester United. So I'll play it safe, and I'll just go with the 2-0. I'll play it safe and just say 2-0 Arsenal.
2-0. I was probably one of the early shouts for Arsenal, saying that Arsenal, they look fantastic this season. They're playing like champions. United going forward are actually pretty good. And listen, if Fernandes is in your team, what he played last week, I know City, didn't play that well, but he is world class. Fernandes, he is. And the thing with me, like I said to you, he's always involved. I probably won't move from this week because I've only got 1 free transfer, but I might do because I don't know. I can see him getting something. Put it that way. I think both teams score. I think Arsenal are too strong though, especially at home. and I'm going to go for 3-1, mate. I'm going to go for 3-1. I'm going to it's still a comfortable win, but I think they do manage to get one. And you know, if Bruno's involved, if he gets anything, if he gets a glimpse of anything, he's probably on like 7, 8, 9, 10 points. If he scores, he's still going to get high. This is probably, in your tough games, you don't want to put your defenders, or some defenders want to put. This is probably a game that Gabriel could easily score. Really, couldn't he? It wouldn't surprise me if he got an assist or if at least got a goal, mate. So yeah, I'm going to go 3-1. And then the last one, Monday Night Football. At first you think, Everton Leeds not the best. I think it'll be all right, actually. Everton at home have been poor, mate. They have been pretty poor. I've seen Grealish who's got an injury, I'm pretty sure, so he's out. Ndai's back though, isn't he? Pretty sure Ndai's back. So that does make a big difference. Yeah, most people in my brain's probably tell me like 1-1. Like Colm's going down there, he's gone 1-1. Oh, mate, this is one of the most difficult ones. Everton at home, isn't they? Yeah, I'm gonna go 1-1, mate. I'm gonna go 1-1. I can't get anything else really. It's Everton at home. I know they've not been that good, but Leeds away aren't the best. So.
You thinking a DCL goal?
Yeah, you can see it. It's written, isn't it? It's written. Everton have still got a bit of drama at the back, right? Or has Keane come back in? Is that his ban done?
No, I think he's still out.
He's got one. I think he's got one more. People are talking about Branthwaite, but he won't be back in. He's on the grass, but he won't be back in.
O'Brien's fine playing centre back, right? He was fine against Villa. Absolutely fine.
Yeah, I'll go 1-1.
And in the words of Celine Dion, and I will score a goal, and it'll be a 2-0 win for Everton.
2-0 win, you say?
That's only like 70% because I've got double Everton defence.
Well, hey, I'm kind of I've got my fingers crossed for you, mate. I think that could be big, mate. If they get a clean sheet, that's a Pickford 10-pointer and a Tarkowski like 8 or 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be the game that Tarkowski scores a goal, against the Leeds. Cool, right. Predictions done, mate. Predictions done. As we're finishing off, just put any questions down below and I'll get them at the end. Right, my team then. This is how I'm set up. I've gone for a Kelleher and Collins, Brentford defensive double up. I'm going to play Van de Ven, and he best be getting a clean sheet or something, maybe a header. Chalobah plays against Palace. I'm happy with that. Gabriel, yep, that was never in doubt. And Mukiele. As a back five, mate, I think that looks a very, very strong back five. Then in midfield, I've got Rice, Foden, and Rodgers. Rodgers ain't going anywhere. Rice isn't going anywhere. The only one that maybe could go is Foden. But I don't know, it's Wolves, so he's got a half-decent record against that. I'd maybe look to move to Semenyo, but I don't really like sideways moves. Not a big fan. Then up top, I've got Haaland and Watkins. Watkins could change this weekend. Newcastle's a hard place to go, but I don't know. I've just got a little bit of a feeling. But for me, I like going for the bigger scores. If Watkins scores, what's he going to get? A 6. So there is a big chance that I move him on this weekend. And I might go for somebody different. Like a Gabriel Jesus or something. I've been having my eye on certain individuals.
Maybe
not Gabriel Jesus. No, I don't think Gabriel Jesus. On the bench, I've got Petrovic, Krupi Jr., who I could bring him in if I need to, especially against the Liverpool defence. King. And then I've got Saka on the bench, mate. Now, that's a difficult one. There's probably no doubt in my mind that he will move on. I want to move him for Bruno. Do I do it this weekend? Or do I
Saka to Bruno? No, Shane. Foden to Bruno next week.
Listen,
Foden to Bruno next week. Saka plays this week in your team.
I can't. I don't have the money.
No, but
I don't have the money. I'd have to do a double move.
Which is fine. You're going to do a double move because you want to get rid of Watkins anyway.
For me, yeah. I've got a few fires to put out. Backline is strong, I think. I think you agree.
Saka and Foden, like game week 24, game week 24, actually, Foden to Bruno is fine.
Yeah.
And I don't know, Watkins to Mane or something.
I mean, the thing is, though, you can't keep Saka, who's 10 mil or whatever, on the bench, can you? You
You
can't.
can't get rid of him before a double game week, though.
I know. That's obviously something that's played. But then again, does he play both games the full time? And he's not been getting much. He's not been getting anything.
Did you see him against
So-
Inter?
No, I'll have to watch the highlights tonight. But, again, Champions League's different. He's not. I've watched a lot of the Arsenal games in the Premier. He's not done much. He hasn't. He's been a bit unlucky some games. He has. He should have got more points, more goals, but not that many that I think I want to keep him. Listen, I might push it off to the right.
I'll be playing him in this game. Like the Man United game's great for him.
Yeah. I mean, I might do, and I might even play him instead of Watkins and wait for next week. But in terms of team, I think the team looks good, mate. I think it looks strong. I think I've got options. I don't have to make anything this week. I don't have to make a transfer, and I'll probably roll. But who I play is the most difficult decision. In terms of captaincy, mate, I'm open to a different captaincy. I really am. I know Haaland's got Wolves. I know, and I think he will do well. But I think Wolves will still put up a bit of a half decent fight. But it's just, where else do I go?
That's the problem. If you think there isn't really any captain options jumping out apart from Gabriel.
No, there's not. But at the end of this game week, someone we'd be like, "Oh, we should have thought that."
Mukiele
of West Ham. Well, saying that, set piece. It wouldn't surprise me if he scored. But yeah, I'm fairly set. I'm probably going to roll. It just depends who I'm going to start and who I'm going to drop. In terms of your teammate, if you want to talk us through it.
Yeah, just a bus team, innit? Pickford in goal, Tarko, Hall's getting another run out, Gabriel and Van der Ven are getting another run out, Gallagher's getting his last week in the team where I expect 2 points from him, but if I somehow fluke something, then I'll be very happy. Happy with Deck. Wirtz is Liverpool's best attacker, so happy to have him in against Bournemouth. Rodgers is fine, Ekitike is fine, Haaland's fine. Look, it's not a great team for this week. I'm not expecting many points. I am expecting probably a red arrow. But for me, it's just being patient and knowing that you can't always have a good week if you set your team up and if you start planning ahead for game week 24, so on and so forth. Because there's 4 players that I want to bring in. There's 4 players I want to take out. So for me, just getting to that.
Or you just mean in general?
In general, there'll be 2 done in 24, maybe 3 done in 24, to be honest. Munoz, Enzo, and Bruno to come in for like Gallagher, Gordon, and Van der Ven is an example.
Yeah.
Munoz could be Lacroix, Hall could go out instead, but I want to slowly get rid of them. Dorgu's an interesting one because I got Dorgu and I've just not been playing him, but actually we'll see what's happening under Carrick and maybe we'll play moving forward because Michael Carrick in his 4 games in the Premier League has now beaten Arsenal, beaten Chelsea, beaten City. Like the guy knows what he's doing.
That's the thing. But and like I said, we play kind of FPL week to week a little bit, or we're very reactionary. I know they played City and City played bad, but I liked what they've seen. Going to that back 4 for United, just looked better balanced. It just looks 10 times better, mate. And yeah, I think they're going to come into a bit of a run of form, mate. Maybe not against Arsenal, but just in general. Do you know what I mean? Which isn't difficult because they're playing poor, under the previous manager. But I like it, mate. Captaincy is set on Haaland, definitely.
There's just not really any other options. There's no one there that jumps out to me that I could go for. Tarko would be stupid. Gallagher would be stupid. I'd probably lean more Rice than Wirtz, to be honest. I'm not going there, but I can see a Deck 10-pointer in this game.
Yeah, it's a tight game, and he always does it in tight games generally. What about Gordon? You think about bringing him in, or is he definitely going to stay on the bench?
I might do, but I don't know who for.
Probably over Rodgers, one or the other, right?
Yeah, possibly over Hall more so.
Yeah, no, it's good, mate. I like the team.
We'll see.
I like it. It's good. How many free transfers you got?
Only 2 because of the silly Gallagher move, but it is what it is.
It's more than me with my silly Van der Ven move. We're 1, so listen, you're in a good position. Like you're saying, it's those weeks where you think, oh, my team doesn't look that good. But hey, Pickford and Tarkowski masterclass against Leeds. You're looking at 15, 16, 17 points there in those 2. So yeah, I think.
Also, as an FYI, Colm, the reason why I bought in Declan Rice is because I bought in Gallagher, and I couldn't have more Spurs than Arsenal players in there. And I will just sort of add on. I agree to an extent, Davey. There's possibly more to get rid of, but like 3 of them are going to be on the bench. So again, wildcard's way too valuable for me to be playing in game week 24 or 23. Like that's just mental.
Yeah, on that, mate. I mean, and again, it depends. It's everything's team dependent, but I think generally, and there's something we've kept well this season is, like you're saying, we've got quite a few players that people are migrating to. Yeah, I mean, you only kind of wildcarded not long ago anyway, but yeah, I think game week 24 is too
Well, it's not
early
even
for
that, like-
the majority.
My start of the season was stuck with 3 shocking players for a long period of it. Like I had Saka sitting on my bench the whole way through his injury. I had Ruta playing when he on my bench when he wasn't playing, and I had Mark Gui on my bench, and didn't find any need to wildcard because I was happy with my starting 11 week in week out, and I was just using transfers for those. And it's similar right now, right, where there's going to be players on my bench that are just automatic benches from game week 24, and I'm absolutely fine with that because the power of the wild card. No, and like when I've got more knowledge about what the fixtures look like, when I have more knowledge about how Rossinha sets up his team, about how Carrick sets up his team, about whether or not Thomas Frank is Tottenham manager, about whether Palace have been knocked out of Europe, about whether there's double game weeks for multiple teams or less teams. That for me is when you can really get the biggest return. And there's not going to be that many differences from like game week 24 wildcards to where my team's going to be, because Tarkovsky's staying in my team, Pickford's staying in my team, Gabriel's staying in my team, Rice is staying in my team, Wirtz is staying in my team, Haaland's staying in my team. Ekitike goes through 2 bad fixtures and then Liverpool have a cracking fixture run. So he'll be staying in my team because I don't need to move him on to anyone else. I'm not fussed about a striker. I don't want to bring in another striker, so I'll just play 4-5-1 when Ekitike has bad games, or 5-4-1. So yeah, I think there's definitely, for some people's situations, there's justification to wildcard. But if you're looking at maybe 6 or 7 players that you would change, and you've got 3 transfers in the next game week, that's down to 4, and you're benching 3 of them. So it's only really 1 player that you've got an issue with. So always getting that balance right.
Yeah, that's it.
Right, Shane, I've realised what the time is, mate. So I'm going to have to
mate.
shoot. I will just quickly answer Com's one of maybe. Havertz has been on my radar for a while. He's not someone you can transfer in because he's just not going to be starting games, but he's a cheeky one that I'm going to keep an eye on, is all I'll say on him. But I will join you in the chat to share some thoughts on some of the questions if people want, but I've got to get stuff packed because I need to be in the office for very early tomorrow morning, unfortunately.
Work calls. Before you go, Kieran, again, well done for another fantastic week. If you're not following Kieran, go and follow him, FPL Discomfort on X. Have a good evening.
Don't worry about that. And, please just subscribe to this YouTube channel, share it with your friends, get us to 1,000. That's what we really want. We're at 900 now. We've hit 900.
Oh, so come on, we're almost there.
But like, it would genuinely mean, like, it's a stupid number. It means nothing, but it'd be quite nice for Shane and I to hit 1,000. Shane puts in a lot of work getting these put together. He does his fixture decoder. He does his running stuff. So if not for my rank, for Shane's content and perseverance, then please do give us a subscribe and share it with your friends. But I will leave you in Shane's capable hands. He'll probably be on for another hour doing Q&As with you all. So,
probably, mate. Yeah, probably. Right, good seeing you, Kieran. I'll speak to you later, mate. Right, any questions I've put in the chat, put them in there and we'll answer them. Let's do them. We'll answer them as we go along. Right, the first one is Sandre. Let's do Sandre. Raya, Dubravka, Timber, Mukiele, Anderson, O'Reilly, Richards, Saka, Bruno G, Churky, Wilson, Anderson, Ekitike, DCL, Haaland. Do I need to wildcard? No, not for me, mate. I mean, Arsenal defence, that's fine there. I mean, if you want, you could play Dubravka at the weekend, but I wouldn't. I know Spurs are a bit rubbish, but I mean, you could do. Who knows? A little bit better. Mukiele, you play. Anderson, you play. Okay, O'Reilly you play, but you've got what? 1, 2, 3, a back 3 there. I wouldn't play Richards. Then you've got Saka, Bruno G, Churky, Wilson, Anderson. So Anderson, Wilson, I'd probably play Cherky. Saka plays. Bruno G, granted, okay, he looks like he's injured. But then you've got Ekitike and Haaland. So there's your 4-4-2. And nah, you don't need to wildcard, mate. That's a really good team that people are probably looking to get, mate. Especially with the Timber, that's a little bit different. I like that team, mate. Sandra, I like that team. Don't change a thing, mate. Don't tell anyone to change a thing. Yeah, like Joseph is saying, that is far too good to wildcard. Listen, for the guys and girls that are still here in the chat, again, thank you very much. Keep liking, keep subscribing, all that good stuff. But the main thing I'll say is, I know a lot of content creators are talking about Game Week 24 wildcard. I think for the vast majority, 75%, people don't need to. I really believe they don't. Unless you're kind of dead ending your team and you're really, really at the bare bones and a few injuries have affected you, you don't need to change. You know what I mean? You've got transfers. If you need to take a -4, not the worst thing. Even a -8. If you need to take more than that, then yes, consider the wild card. But generally, I think most people will be all right. And if you want to put your team in the chat, even after this, we'll have a little look and tell you what we think. That's absolutely fine. IBK, good to see you, mate. He said, do I bench Alderete or Anderson? Nottingham Forest. For me, I mean, I've got Mukiele. I think Sunderland get a clean sheet, and it probably comes down to what you think the score is going to be, mate. Anderson at Forest, I think Alderete gets a clean sheet, and he could get an attack in return, mate. For me, that's what I would go for. If you want to play it safe, probably the Anderson. You know, he's probably going to get DEFCON. He's probably going to get 4 or 5 points. So, yeah, you have to weigh it up, to be fair. If you want to play it safe and keep your rank, I'd go for Anderson. If not, I'd go for Alderete. Right, let's delve into any more questions. Just keep putting them in there. Giddy says, best Bruno G replacement. Again, it depends who's in your team, really. You know? I mean, I'd probably say Bruno G to Bruno F if you have the funds. I would probably go there. Elsewhere, I would probably go Semenyo. I do like Semenyo. No midfielder, Man City's really doing much. And I feel like Semenyo, he's hit the ground running. Champions League he's not played in, and he won't play next week because he's not been registered. So he'll play full 90 minutes. So that's what I would do. Elsewhere, maybe have a look at a few differentials. Again, it more comes down to a little bit of fixtures, really. That's what I would go for. Blake says, Semenyo captain thoughts. I don't mind it. I do like a midfielder, and we're stuck at who we get this week. Haaland, I probably just think, you know what, I'll probably just keep on Haaland because Wolves are still poor. But yeah, if I own Semenyo, I would probably go Semenyo, you know. I really, really would. Because if someone's going to assist someone, it's going to be Semenyo to Haaland, you would think. Or maybe even, well, not the other way around. Haaland doesn't really get many assists. But I can see Semenyo maybe even beating his score at the weekend. So that's what I would do. I'd probably go for Semenyo, mate. I would. Sandri, we've done that one. KC said, Doku cap this week. No, not for me, mate. Again, there'll be a rotation in there. I don't know if Doku's going to play. I don't know if he's going to play 60 minutes, 45 minutes, 80 minutes. And he's not really done it. Wolves, even though they've got five at the back and they play wing backs, I think he's going to find it difficult, Doku, to get at them. They'll sit tight. I think he find it difficult, mate. So for me, not Doku. I'd rather captain Semenyo, mate. I really would. Colm, we've answered that one. FPL Onions, good to see you, mate. It says, game week, wildcard 24. Which 3 Arsenal and which Man City to bring in? In terms of Arsenal, for me, 2 staple. Gabriel and Rice are a must. For me, they're the must ones to bring in. They're probably going to keep going up in value. Gabriel, we probably could get someone against United the weekend. He's just a unit. So Gabriel and Rice for his price. Rice for his price is fantastic. Elsewhere, you could probably have a bit of a risk. I probably wouldn't want to go double Arsenal defence because I think they start conceding the odd goal a little bit more. Still be a very, very solid defence, but I would probably go maybe not an Odegaard because he's kind of ending out. Even though he did have a good 2, 3, 4 games previous. Maybe a Martinelli. Martinelli's coming to a little bit of form just now. Or maybe even just wait out. I mean, Havertz, you were saying before, or Jesus. If Jesus can get more minutes, I like Jesus. So I'll probably take a bit of a punt. In terms of City's a tough one. Again, we don't really have much. It's interesting to see how City play this weekend. I would probably go, if you want to have Haaland, if you're set on him, he's in. I'd go Semenyo, and then I'd probably go Guehi. I know the City backline's poor, but they're going to have to start getting clean sheets. In Guehi, he'll come straight in and he'll massively improve that defence. A funny thing, actually, I don't know why he let Akanji go to Inter. I don't get it. Still a really good player. Instead, you've got Ake, and he's playing Ake, and Ake, listen, Ake's really poor. So they're the three for each team that I would go for, Onions. Andrew Barton said, thoughts on Thiago captaincy this game week? Forest, 2 games in 4 days, and Brentford at home. It's a good shout, mate. That is a good shout. And there's one I didn't really think of or consider. That is a good shout. No European football for Brentford. Very strong at home. They only lost to City, which really they were very close. I like that, actually. And I've got Watkins, and I could do that move, you know. I could do that move because Forest, this will be a game they're going to try and at least score, and it could be to their detriment. So, do you know what? If I had Thiago and Semenyo and Haaland, my captaincy order would probably be maybe just Haaland. But if you do want to change, Thiago and then Semenyo. That's what I would go for. Andrew said, we've done that one. Question 2 from Onions. Who to bench this week? Foden, Cherky, Frimpong, Tarkowski, or Wilson? Wilson plays. Tarkowski plays. Frimpong, I actually like the Frimpong pick, mate. I do, and if I had more transfers, I'd probably go there, but I don't. It's between Foden and Cherky, mate. Choose your poison. I own Foden, but I'd probably bench Foden for Cherky. But you might stick with Foden. It's a tough one. 50-50 between Foden and Cherky, mate. That's what I would go for. IBK, we've done that one. And we're pretty much there. If there's no other ones in the chat, let's have a quick gander. Right, and the last one is from you, sir. Good to see you, sir. He says, sell O'Reilly for Chalobah. Yes, do it. Even if you've probably got like 1 or 2 transfers, a lot of people, including Kieran, don't think that it's the right place to get onto Chelsea. I do. I don't think Palace have got much. I mean, who's going to score for them? Pino? You know, Mateta. I don't think he'll be in the squad at the weekend. So you're looking at Pino or, you know, one of the younger guys, which probably won't do it, mate. So I would definitely go for Chalobah. I have him, mate, and he's been a unit. He should have got 9 points last week. He got reduced to 8, and he seems to be getting that most weeks. Also, as well, at the start of the season, he scored a lot of goals, and that's waned off. I think that could come back, starting with this week at Palace. With Guehi gone, we're going to see what Palace are like without that solid defensive unit. So it'll be very, very interesting. And Dave agrees with me. Dave agrees. Right, guys and girls, everyone who's joined or everyone's watching back, thank you very, very much. At one point we had, I think, about 1,200 people watching, so that's fantastic that we can all muck in and we can all just see what everyone's thoughts are, because everyone's got different thoughts, everyone's got different views, and the answer is in between these. So it's always good to chat it through, because you get more of an idea of, should I move from that player? Shouldn't I? Do I need some data to back them up? What's that eye test been like? So it's been really, really good. In terms of content moving forward, I've got the fixture decoder, and we're going to review the projections. So the clean sheet projections and the player points projections, we're going to review now on a Friday with the fixture decoder. We're going to go through the decoder. We're going to pick out who we think is a potential flop or a potential upset. And yeah, from there, we're going to choose our team and our players. You know, this season we already had Spurs players when they beat Man City. We already had Brentford. So it's definitely worthwhile coming into. And those green fixtures that you think are green, and they're easy, they're not usually that easy. So yeah, we'll finish it there. Whatever you do at the weekend, whatever in terms of transfer you do, good luck. Don't take it too literal. You've made your decision. Set back. Have a good think. Stand by your decisions, and above all, just enjoy the game week and enjoy watching the football, which is the main thing. All right, we'll be here, we'll be on X, we'll be back here for team matchups next week. But in the meantime, thanks so much for joining us. Have a great night. Do like and subscribe before you go. And yeah, I'll see you next week.